Today I'm enjoying the Havre waterfront. There is so much to love about this historic town on the bay, starting with its unusual name. It's French for Harbor of Grace. General Lafayette is credited with naming the town when passing through during the Revolutionary period. It reminded him of his home in Le Havre, France. The town itself is also particular about the pronunciation. In fact, during the 60s, the City Council passed a resolution about how the name was to be pronounced. So, ready? Repeat after me. Havre de Grace. Havre de Grace. The town is probably the largest visitor attraction in Harford County because there is so much to see and do here all year round. There are 5 must-see museums along the waterfront, 4 of which are all linked by the scenic boardwalk promenade. The waterfront museums are attractions in themselves, plus they all offer fun and interesting annual events. At the Maritime Museum, they celebrate Havre de Grace's extensive maritime heritage, and they have a wonderful boat building school. It's a great way to keep your teenager busy and get a boat out of the deal, too. Learn about the folk art of decoy carving at the Decoy Museum, and try to catch a local carver demonstrating his craft. And then there's everyone's favorite, the Concord Point Lighthouse. On weekends through October, climb to the top and imagine what it was like to be John O'Neill, the one-man militia who fought to save the town when it was burned by the British in 1813. He lost, but they gave him the job of lightkeeper for his heroic efforts. Then there is the Skipjack Martha Lewis, a floating museum of sorts. There are hundreds of annual cruises a year, range from educational kids camps to sipping margaritas at sunset to dredging for oysters in the fall. In fact, the Martha Lewis is one of the last working dredge boats on the Chesapeake Bay. So I moved up the river just a bit to the Lantern Queen, docked at Hutchins Park. This authentic, kid-friendly paddle wheeler specializes in dinner cruises and special events like the Elvis Cruise. I should mention that Hutchins Park is one of the few places you can fish in Harford County without a license. One more stop along the Havre de Grace waterfront is the Susquehanna Lockhouse Museum. Here they tell the story of Havre de Grace through permanent and changing exhibits and living history events. The Lockhouse also marks the trailhead of the North Park Trail, a part of the Lower Susquehanna Greenway. It's also a popular hotspot for pirates. I love this place called Havre de Grace. After all, my son and I live here. By the way, he wanted me to tell you that he highly recommends the playground at Tidings Park. It's one of the best he's seen. And that he enjoys the fact that we can take walks to the water, to the farmer's market, or dinner downtown. And there's always something happening here. Free concerts in the park, First Fridays, lively art and seafood festivals, and so much more. Summer is half over. What are you waiting for?